daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Southampton, part of the Global Sports Podcast Network. My name is Greg Elliott, and as always today, joined by my good friend and wonderful co-host, Zach Ingo Finch. And Zach, where's that been the rest of the season?
Right, so this is how we end up picking up this ridiculous reputation that, we do so much better against other, bigger teams. And, the first 3 minutes of that game, I was like, if you just played like that against Portsmouth, we'd have won it.
We made 9 changes and looked the best I think we've looked in weeks.
Well, I think that's quite telling, because literally you asked me, and we discussed last game, what do we need to do? And I'm just bid off the entire defence, apart from maybe Manning. Because we don't have much of a choice, and guess what? We did that. We moved to a back 5-3, whatever you want to call it. Gillette looked really good, better than Rosslev in my opinion so far this season. But again, having a full debut against Liverpool, regardless of the changes that they put in place, is pretty decent.
Flynn Downs looks back to himself.
Flynn Downs looked very, very good. Armour looked very, very good.
Yeah.
Cienza looked a menace until his missed header.
The thing out of all of it I want to talk about most isn't even related to any of that, because did we just witness the funniest red card in the history of football?
I'm glad we're just getting into the start of it. Imagine being such a petulant child, you kick the ball away out of anger, you didn't get the result you wanted in the first place. And then, in the same half of football, forgetting you were on a yellow card, taking off your shirt, playing up for the cameras, they'd be like, I guess I missed my game at Crystal Palace now this weekend. What, just silly. Mate, I think it's just silly.
£80 million he cost them this summer, and that is... we talk about footballing intelligence sometimes on this show, and whether you've got it or you're not, but that's just common sense, man. That's just the funniest yellow card. There's only one other player in football I could even think of that would get sent off for something that stupid, and that's Richarlison. There's just nobody else to see it happening to.
That's not fair. If Anthony was still at Man U, that would also probably happen to him. There's a couple other players I could think of that have look back in the days of Balotelli, right? If he was still knocking around the league now, that's the things that I don't know where he'd be playing. But besides the point, you're right. It was a silly red card. We tried to then throw the kitchen sink at it, including Tom Fellows. That I don't know if you know, Greg. He's also unavailable for this game. They have the team sheets in front of them. I'm sorry. I know that I tried to very much separate us as content creators who do podcasts and stuff from professional broadcasters, right? I know that a lot of people were getting upset that podcasters are stepping into the spaces of professional broadcasters and commentators. I get that. You have a team sheet in front of you.
Between that and 6 minutes of back and forth of, do I need to take him out of my FPL this weekend? Is he going to be suspended? No, it's only in the cup. No, the yellows are only for the cup. Reds carry over to the league. It's
you're right. Whilst there was still a game going on.
But honestly, apart from that obviously being an absolute joke of broadcasting, it also speaks volumes about how much of a joke of a cup it really is, right?
This is the problem is I think the only reason I realistically wanted I didn't want to have to deal with penalties. You text me at one point, you love penalties because you know my long-term hatred of sitting through the pressure of penalties. I can't stand it.
Never have done, never will do. Approximately 6 minutes before we scored and went, I've got a horrible feeling in my gut this is going to penalties. And you responded with, that would involve us scoring. And then
I said what it was
wonderful timing.
At 21-31, mate, I said that would need us to score goals. Or that would need us to score. And then at 21-32, you just responded with aged like milk. So that's, if anyone wants to know how, and I was surprised for us to get a goal. I thought that was kind of, we're seeming to score from set pieces now, which is nice because we were never able to do that previously. And I guess scoring any which way is still scoring a goal.
Look, we went close a couple of times. Right before McCarthy decided that he was going to assist a goal today.
Oh, well, He tried to assist later on and almost did, to be fair.
we had that one off the crossbar, and then maybe the most insane miss that hasn't been from Damien Downs this season.
No, that was the one from Ross Stewart, remember? How many open goals have we missed at this point? Like, this is what I genuinely think, that statistically it is harder for us to miss that than, to score it. Like, it's nuts. The fact that we keep doing it as well is just, again, like, you can, and that's what's even worse. Cienza, he wasn't even part of this team. He doesn't even have the mental trauma. I don't know if it's the mental trauma now or if it's just pressure. Like, guys, we need to start scoring goals. Like, quick! I think that is. I need to score at Liverpool.
I think that calling it an open goal might be doing it a slight misjustice. There were two defenders between him and the goal.
I'm sorry for Armstrong. I'd agree with you. He managed to get round and managed to hit the crossbar. It got him. All he had to do was go forward. He hit it off the left. He headed it to the left-hand side.
There was a defender on the right-hand side of the goal, so I can see how it happens, right? With the credit where credit's due. It happens fast.
It was the most Southampton thing.
It was
everyone. I tweeted that out or X'd it out, whatever you want to say. My wife to the right of me literally turned and said, "That's such a Southampton thing." And then I opened.
And then we did the second most Southampton thing, and McCarthy passed it to Isak.
Yeah, that's the Southampton thing, isn't it? It's look at this, the most incredible game of the. Wait, we're 1-0 down. What? Like, Just Saints put out like most Saintsy thing ever. Every single person was not surprised. We were sad, but not surprised.
Look, mate, we came into the game saying that we didn't care if we won. No one's expecting us to win. We wanted a performance. We got a performance.
I said we'd lose 2-0. We didn't lose 2-0. I'll take it.
We got the performance we wanted, and you said to me when we were texting back and forth in the game, throwing the kitchen sink on, and I love to see it. But I think I said to you, like, couldn't care less if we scored. I mean, that would mean an extra fixture. Like,
well, not only that, it would mean penalties. I don't want to deal with that. I didn't really feel it. I didn't feel that it was going to happen at that point. It just felt like the sting was out of it. Despite the fact that it's 10 men. As we know, it's harder to play against 10 men, always.
Yeah.
Always.
I don't know if it counts when the red card's that stupid. I don't think you can quite galvanise behind that kind of red card, right? Like, it's just...
No, again, like, he's a young guy, clearly excited to be playing for the team that he's playing for, trying to prove his point. Clearly what's happened is that in a split second, you can even see the moment he realises, mate, because he's taken his top off and he's running towards the camera, and then he looks to like the left, sees like his teammates, and suddenly goes, "Oh no!" You can literally see, like, it's like that Simpsons episode where, like, if you watch,
you go frame by frame,
break in two. Frame by frame. You go back frame by frame, mate. You can see the moment he goes, "Oh, it's on a yellow."
Right there. Yeah. Brilliant. Honestly, just the comic relief I love from football.
For sure.
My personal highlight of the game was an absolute nothing moment, but was definitely Flynn Downs just absolutely bodying a 12-year-old.
Right, to Gabriel, like 70. Honestly, I turned to Charlotte. I was like, "How is that even legal?" I don't think I saw. You know how Flynn got the sharp end of the stick the other game. I can't remember what game it was. It wasn't the most recent one because he didn't play. The game before, we were talking about how. The Pompey game when he tried to take on like 3 players at once and got tackled, and then we were like, "What are you doing?" He did that towards the end of this game as well, but like it almost played off right until he kicked it directly at a Liverpool player. But it was really impressive that he seemed to. I was like, is he directly charging at the goal? Like, this is great. This is like a FIFA Be a Pro moment. It's amazing. So yeah, we had some great moments this game, Greg. But I am going to bring you back to reality after a word from our partners at Bioniq to talk about goalkeepers, and you're not going to be happy about it.
All right, mate. Let's do it.
Your body is unique, And Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN 2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bioniq. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now.
Okay, mate, we are back. Let's talk about goalkeepers. Go on then.
Right. So, lots of points have been raised. I know that you're a big. I get really mad whenever anyone says anything about Bazunu, or you're in the camp of I don't understand why people think McCarthy's better than Bazunu.
No, right. I don't get mad when people say bad things about Bazunu. I just don't think I'm yet to see a point made about Bazunu that I actually agree with. Like I understand where some of them are coming from, and I potentially agree that he's probably not as good of a shot stopper as Alex McCarthy, but he also didn't have a senior moment and pass it out to a player on the other team. So,
but the counterpoint that a lot of people are making is that would he have made that save at the beginning from Isak, right? And this is the problem. Yeah, and this is the problem is that most people would say no, and then we'd have been 1-0 down from the start. So does that make
how can you
McCarthy
possibly
better?
know?
Or...
I mean, how can you possibly know?
I am in agreement with that. But it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, and if I stepped on this butterfly 5,000 years ago, would I accidentally change the course of history, including the Black Plague? Like, how would I know, right? Like,
yeah. Look, if wishes were fishes, the world would be an ocean, right? So, if spots of ADs aside, Baz wasn't in the goal. Maka made a great save, brilliant. But apart from one ridiculous ball to Adam Armstrong that unfortunately resulted in not a huge amount, McCarthy can't kick a ball to save his life. Like he goes long, it goes out into touch. He goes short, it goes to Isak. Like.
We've also had a lot of problems of when Bazuni's kicked the ball out during a lot of these early games anyway. Even if it hits one of our players, they don't seem to retain it. So does it really matter?
That's not his fault, though, is it?
No, but I guess I'm kind of in agreement with you. I don't really see what the hate is, but what I do agree with and what I said from early on in the transfer window, and I know that we've brought in this George fella to kind of sit in the background and I don't know, play with them so they have another goalkeeper to play with. I don't That's the wrong way, to add to the training experience of goalkeeping, right? Like, I get that, but the fact that we're having to have a debate about it already, and the fact that there are fans debating it already, just means to me that we should have potentially gone out and made sure we had what I would consider to be senior goalkeeper, because it kind of it wouldn't have been this. It wouldn't have been like this. But again, then you've also brought up the counterpoint before of well, if Ramsdale would have wanted to stay, he would have stayed. And if we could have convinced him to stay, it would have been a lovely thing. But it didn't happen. And he clearly wanted to sit on Newcastle's bench instead. So what do? You okay, well, you go out and buy somebody new, and then you end up with 4 goalkeepers or in a little bit of time, right? And then what do you do? Send them out. There are lots of things around.
So hang on a minute. We're going by Wizard of Oz rules, right? So we've got Alex McCarthy that can save a ball but can't distribute. A Baz who supposedly can't save a ball but can distribute. So what would we end up with? I don't know, someone that's incredible at one-on-ones but popped on wrists? I don't know.
Let's take Onana from Manchester United. I'm sure he's available.
Look, I don't think Bazunu has made any mistakes that are properly clear cut. He should have done better there. I think that a lot of the criticism that's been thrown at him about the first goal from the weekend is harsh. He made the save, and there's only he should have pushed it further out. Or sorry, but when you're diving to make a save from a shot that was taken less than a second ago, you do what you can, and he pushed it out, and if any one of the other centre backs had been marking properly, it wouldn't have gone straight to a striker.
Yeah, this is the other problem. Is like it's almost like we seem to be harsher on the goalkeeper because of the fact that defense seem to let them down all the time. So we need to have somebody better. And we talked about it all last season that we had. We felt a lot more confident because we had Ramsdale in the sticks, and it's a
Yeah.
very harsh to sort of be like, oh, it's all Baz's fault.
But-
It's like we
but,
keep losing
yeah,
the ball
look.
in dumb positions. Like, of course,
But that said, to see both sides of the coin, right? I know that we're not huge stats people on the podcast, but it does have the lowest save percent of versus shots against in the championship. So
yeah, this is
does that mean anything? I don't think so. Like, I don't think any of the goals he's conceded have been something where I look at it and definitively go, "No, he should be doing better there." But I can see where the questions come from.
Yeah, for sure. Is it just the expectations are too high? Is that what you think then?
Maybe. I mean, he's still only young. Like, these things are going to happen, and he's going to make mistakes. But also, great, he wouldn't have made that save, and we'd have been 1-0 down. But also, we were 1-0 down because someone made a mistake. So it swings and roundabouts.
We just treated because we had a season of Ramsdale. Is that what it is? Because that's sometimes how I kind of feel a little bit. Is that like
I don't know if you can call anything about last season a treat. I think that is. Stretch beyond belief, mate.
I mean, I need to compartmentalise certain things from last year, mate, to be able to deal with them. And the fact that we had a relatively good goalkeeper is one of them.
I mean, he still shipped like the most goals in Premier League history. So imagine what it would have been like without him.
Yeah, that's the questions. But yeah, I don't know what the easy answer is. The long and short of it is that we don't have any other options for the time being, unless all three of them get injured. And then we can get an emergency sign in. Unfortunately, I think,
mate, I think that you're forgetting the magical option that we've not discussed that could come into play here.
Joe Aribo goal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I definitely ruined your punchline, but I knew what page we were on.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's the only position we've not seen him in yet. We've seen that he's going to come back in. We've talked about how he might not slot into this midfield and fit in. Maybe that's the answer to all of our problems, mate. Joe Aribo in goal.
Oh, sorry. I'm just having like a bit one of those brain moments where I remembered it for a point randomly during last season. Am I right in thinking he was played centre back? Yeah,
he was both our top goal scorer and our starting centre back. Yeah,
sorry. I just had to remember that was a thing. So be careful what you wish for, guys.
That's it. Look, that's it. Right. Look, let's talk more about the game, and I'm sure that we've got some more sparks and positivity to talk about. But first, a break and a message from our partners at Zencastr. Here at the Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery platform, and Zencastr came out the clear winner. With 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that automatically removes all those ums and ahs, it's super easy to start a podcast that sounds great and is delivered efficiently. If you're ready to tell your story, check out the link in the show description to learn more about Zencastr. Right, mate, we are back. And, mate, plenty more good things to talk about. Nice early changes that seem to have an effect. Jay Robinson looked bright coming on.
Yeah.
Damien Downs also came on.
Should
we talk about that?
Is it... I don't know. I just don't want to be mean. Like, that's my problem, is that I can understand where the criticism comes from. I guess that's all I'll say on the matter.
Look, we talked about how maybe it's too early to judge, but I think we saw more of him today, and it wasn't great, was it?
He just looks a bit lost. Like, I genuinely don't know if it's a confidence thing or what, but like, for a man that's supposedly trying to knock on the door of getting into the US national team, right, for a World Cup, I don't know what he's doing. And it might just be that, okay, maybe he's taken some time to develop, but I feel like, have we just signed another Ross Stewart again? The ball hits him, and then at least with Ross Stewart, maybe there's a bit of movement there. But I think that he just seems very rigid. Like, everything seems sort of like the ball will come to him, hit him, and then he'll click into gear. And I'm like, and by that point, the ball's been nicked off of him, or like
to maybe make an excuse for him. There were a couple of times where it looked like he might have done something a bit better, but both him and Armour would seem to be playing in like the same position, which was a bit odd. There were a couple of times they sort of got in each other's way.
Yeah, that was that one. What would have been a really good ball to either of them, and then he left it for Armour to run onto. Rama left it for him to run onto, and that's where I think some of the criticism's coming in, because it's like you're expecting the striker to take the ball and maybe shoot, but he kind of seems to always try and like get the ball to everybody else other than him. And like there was, I think, the one point where he looked like he was running in and looked like he was going to try and get the ball, and it just ended up coming off a Liverpool player. And so like I don't know. I'm not going to jump to the conclusions that I've seen some people have said. Like, let's put him in the National League and he can start from there, work his way back up. But at the same time, it's not been the brightest of starts.
Look, I'm still hanging on to a bit of hope, because there is promise in there. His movement is good a lot of the time. So hopefully,
first couple of games we said the same about Quashie in defence, and today he played really well.
He was brilliant. I mean, I think all of the centre backs today were brilliant.
Yeah. Managed to get to the ball at crucial moments.
Like genuinely, I'd start that same back three at the weekend.
Yeah, same.
Like this team prediction in our match preview is going to be really difficult, because it's going to be very hard to say just start the same 11 from Liverpool, because that was a quality performance pretty much all round.
I mean, arguably, if we're expecting a lot more pressure from Middlesbrough than the other teams we've played so far, why not?
Yeah,
it can't be worse.
it's going to be
that team had Isak as well. So
what a nice problem to have, though. Like, look, people fighting and putting on performances to get in the team, and it's good. Hopefully that we've got the proper championship Armour back, and he'll get some goals. We saw it with the quality goal, which unfortunately meant absolutely nothing at the weekend. But him back in the mix, and yeah, it was good. It was a good performance. Shea Charles getting in with a goal as well. You love to see it. Like,
I was entertained. Right after I told you this weekend, I was bored. I watched that game. I was entertained. I watched it all.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it all, right up to the end. I got mad at Liverpool.
And not just because Liverpool do stupid things and get sent off either. Like, because Saints played well.
Yeah, well, no, that's the main thing, right? Like, it would be hilarious for the neutral to watch that, but like, and I said I left and I started chatting to before we started recording this, a couple of my friends in one of the Discord chats that I'm in, and I was chatting away to them, and obviously they're not big football people, and it was sort of like, yeah, we lost. They're like, oh, surprise. I got kind of annoyed because I was like, no, we lost, but we lost with like heart. And the story I said to you, which again is another Simpsons reference, is like when Gil, the used car salesman, was like, you should have seen me, honey. We almost bought a car. We almost beat Liverpool. We almost drew. It was like, and that is genuinely how I feel off the back of that.
But
we tried. It was good. We could have just got battered 5-0. We could have lost 9-0. They weren't even mentioned, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, we really could have, because look, let's face it, even the rotated side Liverpool had out, they had Isak, who they bought in for an unbelievable amount of money, Chiesa, who was player of the tournament, not the last World Cup, but the World Cup before, right? Frimpong, who also got signed for a ludicrous amount of money from Germany, right? Was like one of the best fullbacks in German football. And then they bring on £80 million of Ekitike just to get his goal and take an early shower. Job done. Scored the winner. I'm off now. Ekitike himself, cost more than basically our entire squad, and we spent well this summer. Right? It's just, what can you do against that?
Exactly. We just got to hope the goals start coming, and if they're going to be as creative and free flowing as that, and the confidence builds, and we play against quote unquote lesser sides, hopefully some more of those what look to be really good chances actually go in, and instead of consistently beating the most complicated statisticians where we stand in front of a ball and you figure out that it's actually significantly harder for it to go out than in, and we decide to constantly try and put it out rather than in, maybe it will go in.
Mate,
And if
look,
we're making
what?
shots against the goal, so it's all that matters.
Look, if you're following the pattern of the last season we were in the Championship, we had a really similar thing, right? We had a proper, half decent start, and then we got shaky. Then we lost 5 games on the bounce. And then we had that game against Norwich that ended up, was it 4-4 or 5-4 or something stupid? And maybe that's the game at the weekend against Middlesbrough, mate. Maybe it just finishes 6-5 or something absolutely ridiculous, and that just resets it. Right, there we go. It's all clicking now.
It'll be my last point that I really kind of want to make tonight, but it is one of the things that I have bothered me, where you're consistently comparing this Russell Martin side to this Will Still side, where we've talked about this before. Russell Martin had a philosophy, some ridiculous way. He was trying to bed it into the team, and he ground it into the team. It's very, very, I think that the start and the way that things are different now. I think that the squad he had, available to him was probably stronger. We had more Premier League quality back then. They hadn't had the most horrific 12 points of all time season, right? I think there's a lot more to work with this season. And I think that we should stick by the line, Rome wasn't built in a day. Because I'll quite quickly...
it wasn't built on rubble. So I really enjoyed that line. You're right. You're 100% right.
And so, yeah.
And look, it's to me, I know that I keep comparing it, but to me it's the same, but in reverse, right? Because that was... Russell Martin trying to bed in his philosophy, and the start of this season has been Will Still trying to remove it.
Yeah, we're trying to remove that, and then also whatever Juric was doing. Remember, he was a manager for half that season. Not that anyone thinks about it. He was there. He sure was there.
Juric left his legacy when he paid a stupid amount of money for Kamaldeen Sulemana. What's done is done.
Well, he's a Champions League manager now, mate. So what are we on about? What do we know?
Yeah. What do we know? Is he still in the job?
I believe he's still in the job.
Not following up on it, mate. Quick Google.
I'll check just now so we don't leave on a... he is the head coach of Serie A club Atalanta. Still there.
Great. Good for him.
They beat Torino 3-0. Fair play.
Fair enough. Look, that's it, mate. Look, solid performance. Didn't win. Are we fussed? No. Performance was what we were after in this game, honestly and frankly. That's not going to be enough as we head into the weekend, though. But we've got lots of time to discuss that and much more as the week continues. Zach, thank you very much for joining me for a fun late night recording this evening. And thank you, everyone, for joining us and listening. We'll be back tomorrow with something Saints related. Until then, let us know what you thought of the game on all of the socials. We are on X, we are on YouTube, we are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook. We are everywhere. Let us know. We love to hear from you. Like I say, we'll be back tomorrow, but until then, have a wonderful day, everyone.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.